Hi, I'm Diane Dayton with Cool Jazz Cafe. We're at the 26th Annual Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest in Reading, Pennsylvania with the fabulous Selina Albright. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you for having me.
You just really had a fantastic show with Jakeem Joyner here.
It was so much fun. We were having more fun than you probably realize up there. Inside jokes are happening up there and all kinds of stuff that the audience doesn't get to see, but then the high energy of the show is really fun too, and the quiet moments and the mushiness, you know, in some of the songs and stuff like that. It's really fun.
Yeah. What is it like for you with the audience and the energy that you're getting from the audience?
The more interactive the audience is, and the more I see their heads grooving like this and hands clapping, and the more they stand up, I feel like the better I sing and the better I perform, because I'm feeding off of their energy. So it really does help. And sometimes you get an audience where they won't do anything during the song, and then at the end they're like, yeah, you know, rave reviews. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I was doing all right. But I do feed off my audience quite a bit. Yeah.
It was special today because Mom and Dad were in the audience.
They were on the side of the stage, actually. They snuck up there.
They snuck up there. Of course they did.
They snuck backstage, yeah.
What was it like, though, when they were right there?
You know, it was really cool, and it was comforting, too. Usually when my parents show up, it doesn't feel like pressure. They're always very encouraging, so it was really nice to have them back there, and it was a nice surprise. I thought they were just going to come to the audience, and for them to come back and actually be with me and support me on the side of the stage was awesome. And in those shoes, it was hard for me to get off the stage on that ramp, so Dad helped me down a couple of times, too, so I wouldn't fall flat on my face in that dress.
You looked gorgeous, too.
Thank you. That was a fun one.
Yeah. You and I spoke a few years ago when you were here performing with your dad.
Yes.
What is it like now that you've expanded what you do and on tour with Jakeem and in Germany and all over the place?
Surreal would be the best way to describe it. I still can't believe it. I mean, I'm as giddy as I was the first time I got here. So when we first came to the Berks, I got to play with so many just huge talented artists, and it was so cool. Rick Braun was here, of course, Dad. You know, we had all kinds of guitarists. We had Gerald Beasley on bass, and we did the jam session, and I was nervous to be here, but then Dad was there, so I was comforted. Even now, just at this next stage of the game, this is my first time bringing my original music to the Berks. So for that to have only taken a few years is huge. I've only come here as a side woman, or, you know, I came here with Brian Culbertson a few years ago as well, and it's just different to be here and to sing my own music. It's surreal.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like, God is good. I can't believe we've come this far. You know, hashtag Team Selina has been doing it. And my family's part of the Team Selina.
Yes. and that's exciting. There's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of love in that. Support. You really speak from your heart. And you share what you're going through with us. You know, there's a vulnerability with that too. Yeah,
the music is real. It's all from experience, or from, you know, the experience of someone that I know. So it is very personal. I don't give names, you know, to protect the innocent and sometimes the not so innocent.
Yes.
If it's one of those kind of songs where I'm angry. But usually the best songs that I write are done when I'm feeling raw emotions. So if I'm extremely angry or extremely mushy about something or extremely happy or confused, there's probably a song title for all of it. And every time I go through these new experiences, it becomes a little more complex every time, you know, as I mature. So new things are coming up, and I'm writing all about those things too. And now, you know, being married, totally new chapter of my life, learning so much about myself and about how important patience and just communication and how to communicate are. It actually helps me in other areas of my life too, which is really awesome.
There's a lot of growth with that reflection and introspective too, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's what's happening to you.
It's fun to share it with you guys, so you can kind of watch me morph into an adult, I guess, because you guys, I feel like I was so young when Dad first brought me up on stage. He was touring with Hugh Masekela, Will Downing. Whoa!
And into the pool we go.
We're next to a pool.
Yes, we are.
He was touring with Hugh Masekela, Shaka Khan, and Will Downing at the time that I first kind of shared the stage with him, and he brought me on as his daughter. And he brought my little brother Brandon on as well. So for everybody to have been able to see me grow and do something new and different every time they see me, and to practice more and they hear different changes. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that too.
All right. Speech impediment is temporary. Thank you. But you know, to hear different changes in my voice and to hear me develop and hear my songwriting skills change, it's fun to be able to share that, because ultimately the fans and just the family that I have and people who support my music, they're the ones who are going to buy the CDs. So I figured, you know, they should know a little bit of me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's important to me.
Now, as a performer, you influence us too by what you say and how you say it in your music. And music is powerful, and I know you know this from, you know, experiences with your father and growing up in all of this.
Yes.
How do you want us to feel? What do you want to share with us?
What's most important to me is that whoever's listening to my music is uplifted in some way, solves a problem, learns something, is comforted by something. Yeah. Because a lot of times we really do think that everything is really stressful and crazy, and then we just need that ray of hope, like, okay, I'm just going to push forward even more.
Yeah.
And because I'm almost to my goal. So I'm hoping that they get that out of it. It's just seeing that I'm going through it too. No matter who you are, you're going to go through it. So here's some music to kind of help you along your way.
It kind of feels like you're living a dream too, doesn't it?
It does. It's kind of, when I actually think about it, I get a little teary-eyed. So I'm, you know, kind of calm down a little bit. But the journey's been amazing. I mean, just to meet all these people and now to share the stage with them has been crazy. It's been awesome, because you know, all the artists who I'm performing with now, they're all my musical uncles. So, you know, Uncle Gerald Beasley, Uncle Nick, we call him Uncle Nico. Nick Coleon. I mean, we just, Uncle Rick Brun, like, we just call them all uncle. And so for them to not see me as little Selina anymore and to be like, hey, come up on this song. You know, Uncle Peter White, when we were in Germany together, he had me come up on stage during his set. He's like, hey, why don't you come up and sing If I Were a Boy? And I'm like, okay, cool.
That's great.
But just to be seen as you know, rather an equal, it's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows what the future has to hold, but your openness with this and how you're embracing it is just wonderful to watch.
Thank you.
Is there something we don't know about you that you would like to share?
Actually, a lot of times when I'm up on stage, I feel like such a newbie. Like, I feel like, you know, I need to get out of my head and just enjoy the moment, because the moments, I have to be present for them because they're so huge. But sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, like, I'm doing this for the first time. This is crazy. Like, am I ready for this? You know, and then I just go out there and I just do it. So that's probably the moment that I have before I go on stage is probably something that nobody knows about. I usually just have a minor freak out moment, and then I just go on. And by the second sentence or second lyric, I'm good. Then after that point, then I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. But you know, I get nervous too.
I love interviewing both you and your dad. And I love seeing the love that you share.
Yes.
I know he's been a big influence on you.
He has.
What's probably the biggest, most powerful thing you've learned from him?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
I know there's a lot, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm trying to pick the best one.
You can give me some more. I mean, if there's a few, go for it. We don't want to limit the list.
So I learned about the value of hard work. My dad is a super duper hardworking man, and he has been for years. I was in the studio with him when I was a baby, and you know, I didn't really cry or anything. I was just kind of grooving to the music and whatnot, and I didn't, you know, break things. I just kind of sat there, you know, folded my hands and stuff. So I got to, because I was well behaved as a kid, thanks to my parents teaching me, they were able to bring me everywhere. So I got to see Dad at work behind the scenes and on stage. I got to see how he interacts with his fans and everything, and that has influenced me a lot. But I also got to hear the music. So he purposefully surrounded me with different musicians that he appreciated, like all my musical uncles, so that I could then be positively influenced by them. I think that was the biggest thing. The diligence and just, oh my gosh, all the people that I've gotten to meet and just get to know on a personal level thus far, who were specifically placed in my life, you know, to do just that.
And I know you're working on a new project right now. Yes.
Can you tell I'm excited?
Yes, I can tell.
I'm going in some different directions with this one, so it's not as urban adult contemporary or jazzy as previous projects or collaborations I've done. And something that people don't usually know about me who would come to the Berks, they don't realize I actually am an EDM artist as well. So I do electronic dance music as kind of an alter ego. Now that's not the direction I'm going for this one, but it will be more R&B. And at heart, I'm an R&B artist. Most of my stuff comes out in my mind. It's supposed to come out sounding like R&B, but I have so many jazz musicians around me that I never let the R&B completely out.
Right.
This time I want to let it completely out. So I'm excited to just, you know, be the rawest and truest, you know, version of myself this time. And every time I do something new, like it's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more risk. So I'm hoping that everybody really enjoys it and that they embrace me as I develop, you know, into who I ultimately will be.
This is a wonderful journey, and I'm so glad to be able to talk to you and
it's
for
always
us to
fun.
share moments.
Yes, it's always a good time. That moment, you know, a few years ago when I was interviewing with you, and then my dad was there too. That was really special. So thank you for that. I still look at that video and get teary-eyed. Are you getting teary-eyed right now too?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Wave it. But yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
We're coming to you from the Berks Jazz Fest.
But you get the way I think, though you may not agree. You just comfort me back to where I